to American Recut, a spoiler-free review show where I, Nick,
and I, Brendan, dissect films and television to save you from atrocious media.
In 2019's remake of The Lion King, after the murder of his father, a young lion prince flees his kingdom, only to learn the true meaning of responsibility and bravery. Written by Jeff Nathanson and Brenda Chapman. American Recut time, let's talk Lion King.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, well, I shouldn't be so cynical about it.
Well, let's give the usual first, and then we'll get into it.
Yeah.
So first off, let's get this out of the way. The story, it's exactly the same.
Oh yeah, note for note. They
really didn't take many risks with it. There are some places that benefit a little bit from story micro adjustments here and there.
Yeah, very micro.
But otherwise, it's pretty much the same story with notable weaknesses in some places due to the changes.
Yeah.
The effects. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as the effects go, since you know this is all CGI, this is basically an entire movie built from the bottom up with CGI. It is worth noting that the CGI generally looks decent as long as they keep a far enough distance away from the animals. As we previously discussed and predicted, the moving mouths don't look good.
No.
The eyes don't look like they have any kind of emotion in them.
Nope.
And early on, especially during the scene where all the animals are gathering for the big meeting or whatever, a lot of them look really jilted and stiff when they're moving, not quite right. There's a certain uncanny valley here as far as the movement goes for some of the animals, especially the non-lions.
Yes, some of the movement was so janky as shit with some of the other animals, like the antelope or some of the other animals in the Oasis. I've noticed.
Yeah, there's some animals that don't translate well to CG, but
no.
Generally it's good enough that it won't get in the way.
It's pretty, but
But as far as my opinions on whether or not it's an improvement for the movie, I'll get into that in the ramble on.
Yeah.
Characters.
It's the same characters from the previous movie.
Right, so in this case, I like to just talk about the characters that are notably different or have notable differences in this version compared with the original. And for me, those would be Timon, now voiced by Billy Eichner, who I quite appreciated. His voice work was very good in this.
Very.
Donald Glover's Simba, which was excellent.
His singing voice is amazing.
He has an excellent singing voice. He has a good speaking voice. He generally fits the role of Simba almost better than the animated version. This is one of the few places where this movie is genuinely better.
Oh, he was way better than Matthew Broderick, in my opinion.
Shenzi, voiced by Florence Kasumba, excellent voice. I fell in love with her voice in this movie. I was genuinely annoyed that Shenzi did not get more screen time.
Me too.
She blew me away in this movie. She was by far my favorite new voice in this movie.
Oh yeah.
As far as characters who were notably changed for the worse with their voice actors, Seth Rogen as Pumbaa. He does not hit the notes that he needs to hit. He doesn't have the enunciation he needs to hit for certain lines.
He can't sing.
A lot of the scenes where he's in kind of have this vague stoner humor to them.
Yeah.
Or kind of have these very reworked jokes for Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
And they don't generally work with the feeling of the rest of the movie.
Not at all.
And this is going to be a hard name for us, but we're going to try it. Chiwetel Ejiofor.
The voice of Scar.
Unfortunately, as the voice of Scar, and this has been a problem with a lot of the recent Disney makes, the villains have not really been nailed.
No.
And in the case of Chiwetel, he doesn't quite have the right enunciation for almost anything involving Scar.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, not even remotely. The original animated voice actor for Scar was way superior than this guy.
Yeah, because the odd part is it feels like the script is still written for the old voice actor.
Yeah.
But the new actor has to try and work with these lines when he doesn't have that same
drive?
Not the same drive. It's the voice actor here. But he doesn't have that same quality of voice where he can have that slight sinister growl at the end of his sentences.
Yes.
Or that little rising growl at the end of his sentences. This voice actor doesn't do that.
No.
And none of the lines where he should have done that work without that.
They did a good job casting for some of the characters, but where they didn't do such a good job at, it is very distinctive.
For everyone else, generally speaking, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's fine.
The two other AAA names, Eric Andre and John Oliver, are both fine.
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Yeah, she was, what's her name? Nala.
She was. Oh my god, I didn't even notice her.
Right.
It's somewhat of a compliment if you can do your voice work well enough to not be noticed for who you are. But at the same time, with John Oliver especially, you did feel like it is John Oliver, and his jokes usually didn't land right.
No.
But he was also in character for the movie, so it didn't bother me.
Right. He was the British guy we needed, so yeah.
Except for the ending scene with the ending fight, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Next up, themes. I think the themes are stronger in this than the animated version.
Really?
Yeah, mostly due to how they rewrote the Oasis scene, because the Oasis, they end up having the major downside that it's kind of a nihilist haven, where Simba falls into a nihilist mood. He's surrounded by people that will reinforce that he's nothing and worthless.
That's true.
It's actually a pretty good change for that particular theme.
It was definitely heavier than the animated version. I'll agree to that.
It's one of the few good changes in this movie. It's heavier on actual themes than the animated version would have been.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the right weight when the characters and story aren't working in conjunction with it.
No.
And I think that will about do it for our American recut of this. Brendan, would you recommend seeing this in theaters?
Yes, I would. Mainly just because the CGI is pretty, and Donald Glover has a very nice singing voice. I mean, and he's, like I said, way better than Matthew Broderick, so go for it.
For myself, I would not recommend seeing this in theaters. This is yet another movie where it does not benefit from the changes in the remake. It has very few pluses to take away from the massive flaws of its conversion, and the voice work across the board is not quite good enough to justify this movie. You catch it as a rental if you must, but overall I would say not theater worthy.
Better off watching Animal Planet, huh?
Should have been straight to DVD.
All right.
Well, we'll see you in the Ramble-On.